Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyler, also known as the Ches, and this is Chezzy Tunes, where I try to bring humor and entertainment to the EDM space. And today we are back with some grape milk. Unfortunately, not in my cup. That would be pretty cool. I should have prepared myself. Dang it, Tyler. But we are going to listen to the producer known as Grape Milk. For the second time. Way back near the beginning of my channel, I reacted to Grape Milk's album, Sparky. And it's a pretty fun and entertaining reaction, and it's also a pretty fun and entertaining album. So today, we're here with a brand new Grape Milk album, BLiND, FAiTH. And all I've gathered from Grape Milk's music so far is that it is unique. It is something real special. There was a few songs from Sparky that I genuinely enjoyed and that maybe I would return to and have returned to. But for the most part, a lot of it wasn't something I would seek out myself, but was wildly entertaining. I was engaged throughout the whole thing. I found every song to be something that was fun to go through and experience. I think the album as a whole was something that is very entertaining to just journey your way through. It's just fun. It's creative and it's diverse. We had a lot of different styles on there, a lot of different genres I couldn't even put a name to. Some wild sounds, some wild moments, wild samples. It was literally just goofy music with some serious tones here and there. Still quality, still well made, but also very, very milky. Grape milky, to be specific. So that's really all I'm looking for with BLiND FAiTH. I'm not even going in expecting bangers or something that's gonna flood my playlist with a bunch of new jams to check out. I just wanna have a good time listening to some music. And I'm pretty confident that Grape Milk can make that happen. So today, we are here with BLiND FAiTH. The first track is Learning to Feel. Immediately brought into this thing. I'm ready for this project. Let's go. Layer vocals, synths that accompany it very well. Love the tone. Turn up my headphones even more. Let's go. Everything that Grape Milk does is very unconventional. It's unlike most music that I listen to. It's not a traditional song structure or genre, but it keeps you guessing. It keeps you wondering what's gonna happen next. Where's this going? What's the next song gonna sound like? What's the next minute gonna sound like? And that makes for a very engaging listen. Picking up a little bit. It keeps hitting you with like a little flickers, little samples. We're just learning to feel here. We're just putting our hands out. We're just touching some surfaces, figuring out how the sensation works, letting the music dance on our eardrums a little bit, warm us up. Okay, I can't tell if this is a build-up. I think it's just another moment. We just move moment to moment. I don't know, it's building though. But is it gonna be a breakdown or is it gonna strip everything away? I can see it going either way, and I really don't know. Okay. All right. Trying to predict what a Grape Milk song is gonna do. That's a challenge. I feel like Grape Milk doesn't know where his songs are gonna go. Wait. What is this squinchy noise? This one's feeling a little lengthy for me. It does keep evolving slightly. The synths change a little bit or something is added or stripped away, but it does feel a little more expanded than it needs to be maybe. But it's a good just kind of soundscape. How could you do this to something that you love? Someone you love? Something along those lines, okay. All the sounds in here, all the synths in here are really cohesive. It was definitely well produced. So I think we're in store for what I was expecting. Grape Milk makes music in a general sense. Maybe some of the styles that Grape Milk showcases do have genres tied to them, but I don't feel like Grape Milk latches on to a specific genre or is defined by a specific genre. It's just music. It's just expression. It's just allowing sounds to develop and become whatever they're going to become and invoke whatever they're going to invoke in you. And I think that is nice. I think that is enjoyable. It makes it, again, very fun and engaging. So we're just going to continue and see what other fun and engaging things we can experience on this journey. Next is Echo. Now we're kind of underwater or something a little bit. But also we hear the birds chirping. We're kind of in limbo. I feel like I'm in the world, but it's like fake. This isn't the real world here. Okay, I like these weird stumbling kicks. It feels like a dream of what I think life should be, what I think life should sound like, but I'm not quite fully coherent yet.
Your love can be taken away.
Okay, got some lyrics. Let's pull them up.
Your love can be taken away.
This is a little slower for my taste, a little more subdued for my taste. Like, it doesn't, too subdued for my taste, I mean. But it gives me this kind of uncomfortable feeling. But yeah, the weird percussion, the weird... Now there's like a higher, like it's like a not rattling, but like something in addition to the kicks that kind of, I can't describe it. I don't have a word, but you can hear it. You have ears, hopefully. It's a very nice tonality to everything. It still feels like a blurry vision of something. I can't quite make out what it is, where you're half asleep and everything's just kind of there, kind of dreamy, everything's a little foggy. Very pretty, very pretty. Although I like the tone of it, I think that one is a little too slow for my personal taste. But again, the care that is put into it, there's just little subtleties in there. You can't even pick apart every single sound or layer. Not that I mind when things are more explicit and in your face, but with songs like these, I can't see like, okay, so we had one pattern that's a piano, and then we had a drum here, and then just like a sample here, and then a sub here, but it's like all these little things that kind of manifest themselves and blur together into this overall thing. And I like that. I like to be kind of swept away by the music. Again, I think it was a little slow for my taste. That song wasn't my cup of tea necessarily, but still, the production chops are there. The creativity is still there. And that's kind of what a lot of Grape Milk's music that I've consumed so far has been, where I can certainly admire it and it's very well crafted and beautiful or weird or whatever it's going for. It accomplishes almost without fail. But obviously, given the vast range of sounds and tones that Grape Milk's music has, not all of it's going to land for me, but I can respect it. And I do respect that. Track number 3 is December by the Shore. And so I'm curious, just in general, if this is just gonna be a more calm album. At least compared to Sparky, because Sparky had some abrasive moments, to say the least. So I'm curious if this is just gonna be a more comparatively tame album. And this one is also starting off very dreamy. Just a lot of the synths are kind of muffled. They don't have the high end. It's all very round, very flowy sounds, which gives this dreamy, soothing feel. Nothing has been super harsh yet. I don't know. Okay. So the sub is definitely punchier, but still very round. Everything. It's music that's very hard to verbally describe. You just take it in. I'd be hard pressed to find a Grape Milk song that I've heard that didn't surprise me or go somewhere I wasn't expecting or just do things that sort of the average track doesn't do. These are just soundscapes more so than songs I'm gonna crank up in the car. And that's totally fine and acceptable. This is the same type of synth that was in the song from Sparky that I was twerking to. Or very similar to it, if not. Are we gonna get a twerking song on here? I don't know. Okay. This is the most sort of energetic thing that we've gotten. It's a little hypnotizing in a way. What's happening? It's just like no sound is what I would consider a normal sound or synth or sample. Everything's a little unique. I say my only major complaint so far is mainly the first and this one, the first track and this one. The ones that are crossing into the 5-minute territory feel a little lengthy. I don't feel like each section needs to be quite as long as it does, especially given they are a little slower, a little dreamy or otherworldly. So it starts to really feel lengthy. It starts to really feel like I've been here a while. When are we getting to the next planet, the next world that we are journeying into? That is, of course, subjective. That is, of course, a opinion coming just from me, not a hard fact or issue with the music. Just a personal taste thing. I think it could be a little shorter just to get it. Gift me the idea and then get out. And I'm not talking drastically. I think 4 minutes, like Echo was 4 minutes long. I think that's more of a sweet spot for what is being showcased here, but doesn't mean it can't be longer. We'll see. We've got some longer songs on here and we've got some much shorter ones. So we'll see what you do with the different run times. But track number 4 is Learning Grace. We learned to feel. Now we're learning grace. So maybe, because then we have learning to change and then we have learning to let go. So maybe each one of these learnings kind of changes the mood a little bit. I'm not sure. Okay. I am a sucker for harmonies. I'm a sucker for layered vocals. Call me a lollipop and just put me in your mouth, baby. Oh, that was cool. You're like turning the voice into a synth. We are transcending vocals, transcending. But see, again, for my personal taste, I feel like something should have changed already. I feel like more should have happened. Okay, yeah, I feel like we could have got to this just slightly earlier. I feel like everything's just a little bit longer than it needs to be. Repeated just a little more than it should have been. Should have been. It's just 80% vocal, which is cool. I'm pretty sure I remember praising how different and diverse the vocals were being processed throughout the album. That seems to be a common thing that Grape Milk likes to do, which I love. It's just the tone of the voice and how there's two different voices singing different things. It's like I'm being confused. I feel a little delirious almost. It's such a weird sensation it gives you. We're definitely changing vibes with this song. Picking up. Yeah. Think of me as not your concern. Honestly, I don't feel like grape milk would be the best choice. I feel like there's better flavors. I think this one definitely made better use of its runtime, other than the beginning. Like I said, the first minute or so could have been condensed slightly, but other than that, we definitely kept it moving with this one. Better paced, in my opinion. And obviously, very cool use of vocals throughout that. A lot of the synths, a lot of what you're hearing is a vocal, or at least a sample of a vocal, and that's really cool how well they were used and incorporated. Between, I don't know, I still liked Learning to Feel and Echo a bit, because it's more upbeat, probably engages me a little more, but I don't think I was quite as impressed with it either. It's weird. Like, I was more into it because it was just more energetic in general, but production-wise, I feel like maybe some of the other ones did more that I was like, whoa, very nice. But okay, are we keeping a more upbeat energy now that we've learned some grace? We'll see. The next song is To Die is to Become the Earth. I'm pretty sure one of these songs I might have heard on a live stream, but I can't remember which one it was. Somebody had suggested one of them, I believe.
You're gonna die.
Could be wrong though.
You might as well get up and go outside.
True, you're right. Let's go.
It's your life.
Come on. It's too cold out there though. It's a little too cold.
My fight or flight is on.
The most normal grape milk song I've heard so far. Very subtle, very subdued.
Myself changing. When your body
Like this little
decays,
synth, this little melody.
your life is a game. But don't let it go to waste.
I like the sentiments here.
But I don't feel anything.
Yeah, I like this one so far. I'm really liking this so far. It's a good setup. And we have a long journey to go, so I feel like a lot can happen. It's a good sentiment, it's a good tone, it's pleasant, but still a little unique. Just keeps on building that tension. What is this big release going to be? Okay. What the heck? Why are they both so freaking hard? It's cold in here. I'm telling you, it's cold in here. I need a hoodie. I got the goosebumps, and it's not from the music. Maybe, partially, but this one definitely seems the most digestible overall. I just like the progression of it. It feels more natural. Just layer, 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 drop. Layer, we just keep building, releasing, building, releasing. Yep. Keep on adding to it. It keeps going. Imagine it just builds for the next 2 more minutes. Got some chirps in there, some chirpy synths. He's back, he's back. Oh. Never mind, we're still adding. I said it as a joke, but we might just keep building the rest of the time. I feel like this main is a bit too much, because I like all the melodic stuff, all these other layers, but I can't focus enough on them. Like that's what adds the punch, that's what adds the energy, is that really gritty synth, but I want to be able to take more in of the background. There's so much loveliness happening, but maybe that's kind of the point, you know, it's talking about death and everything. Maybe not everything's gonna be pretty along the way. Nothing about that one was too unconventional or too abrasive. That one gritty synth could have been toned down. It wasn't that it was too abrasive, but it's just like there was so much else that I wanted to focus on, and it was just at the forefront. So not an unpleasant sound, but I was like, oh, what about all these other things? You're doing so much fun work. Let me hear them a little better. I think it also did a pretty good use of its 6-minute runtime. Usually anything longer than 5 minutes gets a little tricky to work with for some people, but I feel like that made use of it. I mean, it was just escalating and escalating and escalating. So very cool. I think overall, that's probably my favorite one that we've done, that we've gone through overall, because I like the beginning sentiment, the singing, and then, yeah, the sort of journey we took through the majority of it. So a good one. A good one. Next, we move on to This Side Up. I don't know why that one got such an animated introduction, but sometimes the music's very animated. So I figure I gotta elevate myself a bit. I gotta be animated. I wanna be a little cartoon man running around here. So let's do it. This Side Up. This is kind of crossing into the halfway point. We're moving into the second half of the album here with this song as we move through it, at least. I like this. I don't know if it's a synth or just a slowed down, lowered pitched vocal. Sounds like oh, but process. That would be my guess given how many vocals are in this thing so far. Again, you're very good at making soundscapes, at building this, just world of sound, that dreamy, ethereal feel. Aced. Nailed it. A+, extra credit, bonus points. I like this very subtle ways it's picking up, a little more vocals being added. Everything's becoming a little clearer. I love just the progression. Everything always moves forward with the music. This main synth that's coming in here, I don't know if I like, not the synth, the melody though, is a little random. Like it's unconventional, but I guess that's pretty on brand. I guess the more jarring grape milk songs are the ones that fit a traditional structure. If it sounds too normal, it doesn't sound like grape milk. Those synths are very pretty though. It's like almost steel drummy in nature, but a little more pretty. Yeah, these. I really like those synths. Very pleasant on the ears. Yeah, this one was really, really beautiful. Just let me escape. I'm in a misty flotation. That's all I'll say. A misty flotation. Yeah, I really like that one for what it was. Those are the types of songs I don't seek out. It's very rare that I'm in the mood to just listen to like atmosphere, ambience, but I really love when someone's able to build such an ambience. Why do I say that so weird? Ambience? I'm combining ambiance and ambience. Ambience? Nobody says that, do they? I don't know. Ambiance? That sounds way worse. But yeah, I definitely 100% appreciate what it is. But yeah, I don't know when I turn on that kind of thing, but it's a good mood setter. It invokes a feeling upon you. It's very dreamy. I love the dreamy nature of most of these songs, or at least parts of every single one of these songs. It's very, that's how it feels. And I can admire that. The next one is the longest song on the album and appropriately named Patience Test. Just shy of 7 minutes, we've got Patience Test. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, just these pads are dreamy synths and reverb. It's so wide. It's like, oh no, I tripped, but I fell into a cloud. I'm just floating here in this cloud. Does it look like I'm floating in a cloud right now? But there's like a breakbeat sample in the distance. And honestly, if that's not heaven, I don't know what it is. Very, very subtle. Weird. Like a little insect crawling in my headphones. I don't even think I would notice that if it wasn't for my headphones. I think most of this album is just gonna be like, I just gotta sit back a little bit. Just lounge a bit and take it in. Patience test. Test my patience. This isn't the type of song that I should be commentating over. I should lay down in a pitch black room, let it fill my orifices, let it go inside of me and fill me up. Let it expand my body, expand it from the inside. This repetitious synth is satisfying. Yeah, this isn't the type of music you Like you do just almost shut your brain off and just let it take you where it wants you to go. You are not taking a journey and putting this song on. You are putting this song on and grabbing on for it to take you on a journey. You let it dictate where you go. Let yourself wander, let yourself be free. I also like the grasp of dynamics, of volume, of how you can have something so subtle, so toned down in the mix. It's there, you can hear it. Not everything has to be in your face. Not everything has to demand your attention. It just needs to play its role in the sound, play its role in the space, the atmosphere. I believe the word is somber. It's giving me a very somber tone. I'll admit there are sometimes I'll use an adjective at times and I'll Google it after to make sure it was the right thing. It's like I've heard the word, I believe I know the context, but I don't know the dictionary definition. Like whenever I say melancholy, I'm like, yeah, that sounds very melancholy. Yeah, very melancholy. I just have to double check. It's weird how many synths you use that I can't tell if it's a weirdly processed vocal or not. There's so many things that are vocals that then are made to resemble a synth, but I feel like you sometimes go the other way too. A lot of things sound like they're speaking to me in some strange, ethereal way, whispering to me through the cosmos. Okay, so that's definitely in line with some of the other ones where I don't know when I would personally throw something like that on. It's not the type of music that I seek out and put on in my playlist or something, but it is extremely beautiful for what it is. Like it does what it's going for so well. Like if you are like, this is obviously not the ideal environment to take in that type of song, but if it was a little darker, a little calmer, I was in my bed or just really comfortable or like watching the stars, watching like rain fall down, just something very, very peaceful in a very, very peaceful environment or needed to be calmed down. It's just very soothing. It's very relaxing. It's very ambient. And yeah, I don't know. It again, just I run out of words. It's the same thing. It washes over you. It's feels very otherworldly and all the things I keep saying. I need to look up more words, but you know what I'm saying. As long as you understand it, doesn't matter if I repeat myself. If the words are still true, then they're still true, okay? Hey, I survived the patience test. I had patience. I let the beauty take me. It took me somewhere, and I'm glad it took me there. I don't know where it was. I don't know where we went. I didn't check the GPS. I let the driver take me where he wanted. I trusted him. I let him run that tab up. I said, you know what? You just go, man. You just go. But now it's time to switch things up a little bit. Now we've got to learn to change. Get me on the track, Grapey. I just want to be featured in a song somewhere. Doesn't have to be a Grape Milk song. I want to be permanently a piece of someone's music other than like my friend. This is a very pleasant sound. I really like the way this sounds. And again, it's a vocal. I mean, I'm sure there's some synths layered with it, but the way vocals are used in these songs and Sparky is so unique. Just goes to show you how much you can do with just by cutting it up, putting some processing on it, reverb. It can be turned into something completely new. And the panning just, again, makes it feel a little, ooh, I gotta chill. That might have been from the music slightly. Oh. Okay, okay. We're changing, we're learning to change for sure. The structure is being messed with. Now at this point, we're not even a vocal. We're metamorphosizing. Okay, now we're back. I would genuinely be curious what it would be like to listen to the more subtle ones like this one, my patience test, in the environment I described. Let them fully have the effect, the intended effect, or at least the effect I think that they should have on me. And I also do like how this is pretty different from Sparky in terms of overall tone, because that's the only other thing I've heard. I think I heard one or two singles that have released in between Sparky and now, because I do follow you on Spotify now, Grape Milk. No pressure. But I didn't go back through previous releases or anything, so I really only know Sparky in this. Not that there weren't kind of soundscapes and more subtle tunes on Sparky, but not to this extent. It wasn't as big of a focus. Because even though things are more subtle, even though things aren't as in your face, big bang, big synth, big bass, big stabs, whatever, it still takes just as much care, just as much talent, creativity, sound design, etc., to make something that is more atmospheric or slow. Because again, a lot of the synths in these songs are just vocals or samples being processed in such a way that they build the space and fill the frequencies. And that's really cool. Yeah, I'm running out of ways to describe these types of things. So we're just gonna keep on moving. Next is tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. That's about the time I need to be at work. So maybe this will be what I listen to as I'm pulling up to my job. Here we go. I'm waking up, alarm's going off. 8:30 already? All right, let's hop in the shower. I'm not always a morning shower, but depends. Sometimes I'll do both. I just like showering. My skin's dry as hell, but whatever. I like this ploppy synth. Very unique. It's just a little silly, but not in a, I don't mean that in a reductive way though, or a judgmental way. It's a good, silly, just fun. You're just having a good time. Out of the ones that have had a prominent beat, a more upbeat vibe, this might be my favorite. Or Two Dies to Become Earth. I did really enjoy that. But this still might be the closest to a conventional song that we've gotten. And now we've been transported back into space, floating in the ether. It's making me yawn because I'm dreaming. I am floating away. My body is leaving. There it goes. I floated away. It's back. What? The mental image of like a club that's playing some really aggressive music and then you come up to the stage and start playing this, that's just humorous to me. Just a club full of people just, yeah. Yeah. I gotta like start blowing bubbles or something, bro. This is at like the SpongeBob rave. And yet it works somehow, despite it being a little goofy. I like a good bubbly song. And I think that one made use of the runtime as well. I think that was a pretty solid 5 minutes. Or maybe I'm just in the mindset now that this album wants me to be in. It's giving me the emotion it's supposed to, now that I've sort of acclimated to the environment of Blind Faith. But yeah, I like that one. That one was also pretty good. I like a good bubbly, poppy kick, however you want to describe that. But penultimate track is Can You See the Light? Again, the way everything's a little muffled, a little distorted. It's like it's trying to be something. It's trying to be life. It's trying to be real, but it can't quite get there. It's just a vision, a blurry vision of peace or of comfort, normality. I really like this melody. This melody's it definitely invokes some sort of emotion in me. This one feels a little sad, like you're just holding on It's the last bit of hope. Things are tough right now. It's the kind of music that we need. Now things are really distorted, falling apart. Just one final embrace. Bombarded by everything. Very digital compared to a lot of the other stuff we've got on here. A little harsher. Not too harsh, not too crispy. Everything's still got a roundness to it. I don't know what to say. Sometimes I don't have the words to describe it. Sometimes you do just kind of have to bask in it a little bit. Another one where we are progressing through. It is evolving. We're going through something, a journey together through the music. It's like the emotion that can be infused in here is very interesting. Given all the layers and everything that's going on, it's wild that still a certain tone shines through, a certain light, if you will, that you can still feel. At least it invokes something in me. I do need a song to soften my nipples though, so if you could like chill a little bit, or heat up a little bit maybe, that's what I need. We still got one final track too. Although this, in structure, does feel like a fitting end either way. And I like how, I can't remember if it was Learning to Feel or Echo, but one of them started in a similar way to how this one starts and ends, where everything's muted, but you still get the birds chirping over top. I can't remember which one it was, but again, it feels as if we've now come full circle and we're letting go, or about to learn to let go at least. So yeah, a very, very beautiful journey that took us on, from subtle to more abrasive, but not overtly so, just compared to what we've been getting, more in your face, but still subdued, still round, still emotional and pleasant, just more chaotic, lively, I suppose. But we are on the final track here. The final track is Learning to Let Go. I did say that it feels like that one could have been a closer. So I'm interested to see if this one further fits the bill as a closer, if it's building upon where that one sort of left us, or if we're going for something different, or I don't know, another surprise. Let's see. Learning to Let Go. It's also the shortest song on the album. Okay. I love the stops. That's really cool. And whatever instrument this is, everything's just being washed away now. Clean slate. Restart. What is this? Things that you wouldn't expect to have been put into the same song are now fitting together so beautifully. These melodies are so... lovely is the word I was looking for. Now we got the gulpy bass. Like, I don't hear pretty much everything on this album. I have not heard something quite like it. Other than other Grape Milk songs, I suppose. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I love... Cut it out, stop. Give me a little thing. Ooh. Tasteful stops in music is something I've discovered since starting this channel and really dug, really enjoyed. Or I've just found a lot of songs that do that lately and grown to appreciate it more and more. It's so powerful. All these subtle sounds, they're so crisp in your ears that they just, ooh, they pull you in. Wow. it's so pretty. And a pretty abrupt ending right there. Wow. So I do think it just took time. It took pretty much half the album for it to really start to click for me and for me to get into the headspace that I needed to be in, for me to really embrace what was happening and accept it for what it was, for what it is. So I don't know if it was just because I was sort of settling into place or if I just genuinely did enjoy the second half more, but I really did enjoy pretty much once we got to Die is to Become the Earth onward. I really liked pieces. I like pieces of every song, but that's when it was really starting to click for me. The final three tracks, honestly, I don't know. There's a lot of moments on here that are just so beautifully crafted. There's some incredibly beautiful and powerful moments. Not powerful in a traditional sense, not like boom, just in your face, but powerful emotionally or melodically or just in what they place upon you. I don't know what I'm saying, but like, I think it makes sense. Yeah, it's still not the type of thing that I'm gonna, like this album, I don't know if this is an album, like I don't know when I would need something like this to put on, if that makes sense. Like where, I don't know. I guess the album just needs to find me at that point. Like I'll know when the album is needed from me or when it needs, however I need to word that. But wow, it's very, very beautiful, incredibly well crafted, super, super unique. Once again, the use of vocals, how many different ways vocals were incorporated and processed from just actual singing to being turned into synths or pads or just add to this ethereal feel that the album gives. It's just, yeah, I've used transportative before as a descriptor, and I think it is very fitting here as well. This is very much a transportative album, an ethereal, otherworldly experience. Just, it builds this beautiful soundscape for you to be a part of, incredibly unique sounds and instruments incorporated. Like that final track, Learning to Let Go, is so inventive and so beautiful and peaceful and sad all at the same time. Like there's so many emotions kind of infused in here that I think is an incredibly enjoyable journey once you're able to sort of let go and let it take hold of you and just accept it for what it is. Even though none of these types of songs really have a place in my playlists because it's just not the vibe of what I usually listen to casually, it's still something that is incredibly well crafted, something that is I very much appreciate and others should also appreciate and just go through that journey. I don't know how you come up with this type of thing. I don't know how you craft this type of thing, but there is beauty here in so many different ways and it's really something special. Yeah, I think it got almost progressively better for me, more enjoyable for me as time went on and just the more I let myself sort of open up to it. I think it got more creative and more diverse and incorporated more things, or again, maybe I was just further opening up and expanding my mind to the sounds of Blind Faith. But regardless, an enjoyable journey, very beautiful. And I enjoy the overall tone shift from Sparky, just to see more of that diversity and creativity that you have with your music. So keep it up. Definitely excited to keep up with your music and your experiences that you craft. It's something truly unique and very, very special. I don't have any major complaints or criticisms because it very much is its own thing. It's just these are just beautiful pieces of music. I can't judge it on the things I would normally judge things on because that's not what it's going for. Like, oh, the kicks weren't punchy, dude, or what, like, I don't know. That's not its goal. But what it is setting out to do, it does basically flawlessly. And so nothing but praise, honestly. Very, very well produced, very, very well made, and just, yeah, really, really beautiful. That's all I really can say. Great work. I would be curious to know if there is any more like deeper backstory here, what it means to you, Grape Milk. Like what like clearly it feels like there's some sort of story being told here, some sort of emotion you needed to get off your chest with this, or it could just be music. But just how sort of pretty a lot of the songs are, I feel like this type of music comes from somewhere. Like some of Sparky and some of this feels more like just kind of goofing off and making silly stuff and just, yeah, let's throw that in there. That sounds fun. And it just has this vibrant energy. But some of this feels way more intentional and motivated. And so I'm curious if this you know, what sort of is the driving factors, the driving emotions behind this album. But yeah, I could just ramble about it, and I'm not going to. I think I've done enough of that. So I'll just ask, what did you guys think? What do you think of Blind Faith? And what do you think of Grape Milk? Is this your type of thing? Is it not your type of thing? Did you find it beautiful, or did you find it incredibly boring and off-putting? Either way is valid. It's all subjective, and I respect your opinions. As long as you respect mine, it's only fair. A big shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for all of your support. And a big shout out to my absolute choon, Will Vegas. If you want early access to my videos, uncut versions of all my reactions, and bonus content every single month, including reacting to your suggestions, consider supporting me on Patreon. There's a link in the description. I also have a Discord where a lot of music lovers as well as other producers are hanging out and chatting, so you might want to consider joining that as well. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support as always. Let me know what I should check out next, and keep on jamming out, my dudes. Peace!